they provide some info to us. In terms of you, I mean, we like, if it's possible, to give us the contact detail, email and telephone. And also, if you put more people there in case you are not available when the email is sent to you, somebody could answer or somebody can check the station or somebody is doing, okay. It's good to know the MESA station number. I think you are, we are bothering with this. Please tell us MESA identification number, and we give you indication where you can find it. It's the label stuck somewhere on the computer. Okay, I'm not near MESA station, but I can tell you. And you can find the number, because based on that, it's much easier for us to identify the station. Yeah, we know this is a number, it is installed there, it belongs to this institution. We have some report done by the TPZ last year in 2018. Okay, so we know if you, let's say between 2018 since then and now, you didn't ask for anything and suddenly you have an issue, we can, let's say, have an overview and say, okay, yeah, this is written here, you had these troubles, and I don't know if you, because in this report are written info related to the station, how is the antenna, the support cables and so on, if it was pointing to the new satellite or no, if you had issue with some hardware in that time, okay. And also, one of the most important which you find there, it is the ISO, the software version which was installed there, yeah. So to give us an idea, okay, how we'll approach. And because I mentioned that, I like to tell you, it is a recommendation to try to do the upgrades. I mean, also now we have this stable ISO 131, for example. In the future will be another one sooner or later, okay. And we'll move on with this. But for example, now if GRC are releasing some RPMs, yeah, and they are sending via UMedcast, because this will be one of the main way to do it. And then, okay, you can download from their website. If you do the upgrade from the PC3 and you never done any upgrades there, and you have a list of RPM in this temporary directory which never been installed, because we found station with a version, for example, okay, if I'm wrong, 160 or something like that, 110. So, very old version. And the station is working fine, okay, no, but now if you do if you do the upgrades from the PC3, and also, of course, if you have some old RPMs there, when you do the upgrades, you cannot select, I do the latest RPM for the East station. You have to upgrade everything, yeah. You take everything in, because you click on OK, I saw here. So this must cause problem for the older station. What I'm trying to suggest you is to do the upgrades, yeah, to do the upgrades and keep the station at the latest version. That is the best, yeah. And also in the email, please describe the problem, how it is. Of course, it is related to the images or something like that, and you like to you say, maybe I don't have these images, or we don't have. But maybe the problem it is on PC1, or maybe the problem it is on PC2 because cannot process, or I don't know, it's something like that. So please give more info and good screenshot or picture to see what is inside. I mean, to be much easier to troubleshooting. So, and also we are using here a Jara tickets, okay? So, but I think you got via email an email with a number, am I right? From US Hotel Desk. because I'm not writing direct to you. We are writing to the help desk. Please keep the number which is there, because this number is related to your issue. Yeah, so keep this until the issue is solved. It's much easier for us to troubleshooting, because we know the number, and then the number it's allocated to the issue, I'll say. Yeah. So please, next slide. As I said before, as UMASAT help desk is an entry point for the user support, any end user support. So according of the type of issue, we'll discuss, and then we separate it. So for the software issue on PC1, this is related to us. If you have issue with the UMATCAS data flow, it's of course related to the UMATCAS, to UMATSAT. And we deal also with the EQ hardware and drivers, yeah. And also we provide info related to the other hardware specification, because sometimes you have problem with LMB, or you have problem with antenna, or you have problem with hardware, and you have to change, and you have to try to replace with something which was before, yeah. For the GRC software also, for e-station software, it is GRC responsible for that, and they are dealing with all the issue concerning the e-station. Yeah, this is. Please, next slide. Okay, what I mentioned before, okay, what I mentioned in the previous slide about LMB, hard disk, motherboard, and so on. Maybe Marco know better than me if you could add something here. You know, the message station and also the Puma station 2015 is not anymore under warranty. So if you have a problem with the hardware or LNB or cables, or I don't know, you have to buy something except the EQ, yeah, the EQ, the dongle. This is not, we'll provide this further, so at a free, don't have to pay or something like that. But for the other, for the computer, for what is related, UPS, battery, to change the battery, this we do not provide, I mean, UMASAT. It is more on your responsibility. Yeah, you have to take care. We provide only the specification, procedure, and how to install software and data. And I know it is will be a maintenance contract. I'm not sure when it will take place. I mean, it is. Marco, if you could add more about that, because I'm not involved in at the political stuff, but level. But soon, I think, will be implemented, as it is said in 2021.
Yeah, so thanks, Simona, if I can intervene here. What has been presented so far by Simona, indeed, it still applies. In the past, until Telespazio, the contractor in charge of procuring and supplying the station, was still involved, all the hardware issues were managed by Telespazio, while UMETSAT and GSC had the duty to take care of the software issues. Now, we are not covered anymore for this hardware part. So in order to replace an hard disk, spare parts of the computers, the external LNB, and so on. So now the beneficiary institution has to take care of that. It is true that African Union Commission, and maybe Mesha can also complement on that, is now setting a contract for the maintenance of the station, which is going to be implemented on a different concept and basis with respect to the one that was in place in the past with Telespazio, because that was really an help desk approach. So you have an issue, you go to telespazio directly, system or through human starter, you are an intervention. What AUC is now arranging is a one-off effort. So the contractor will identify the installations, the station with issues, and they will be able to do a number of interventions in order to fix the problems. So AUC, our colleagues have been already active in the past in order to, with different initiatives, in order to collect information on the status of the different stations. So when they are operational, fully operational, partially operational, so maybe in recovery mode, maybe fully out of order. These interventions that are going to be done next year for this maintenance will take that into account, and possibly another survey will be done by AUC in order to really refresh this the view of what is on the field. But I will say that this intervention, due to the limited budget available under GMS and Africa Phase 1, will be prioritized according to the fact of the institution to be part of GMS and Africa. So you know that some institutions were in MESA and they are not anymore in GMS and Africa. And now we understand that it makes sense to give priority to the institution that belong to the consortia of GMS and Africa. So this is what I can say about this next effort on the maintenance. I don't know if Meshack would like to add something on that.
Oh yeah, yes, Marco, because well, to be honest, the maintenance issue has been one of the complicated ones, because we carried out a stock, as you remember, almost 200 stations that are existing, and many of them were broken. And looking at the budget that we had, we couldn't actually, carry out all the maintenance of them. We were lucky because the previous contract was ending just sometimes last year, but then most of them are still, malfunctioning. And so the current maintenance contract that you're talking about is actually prioritizing the GMS and Africa consortia, that, the institutions that are within the consortia. The benefit of this training, once again, is to actually allow even the old MESA institutions that have, the old stations to be part of the training, and some of them are actually. So institutions like Agreement and others, is to guide you through the maintenance so that you can maintain it alone as we try to figure out, what to do. Because the new stations, again, are going to be installed in the new consortia. They have been identified and notified. And those ones are lucky because the maintainers will be under the guarantee of Telespazio. They will carry out the maintenance as we continue. But for the old ones that are especially outside the GMS and Africa institutions, it's still a question to be answered later because the budget can't cover that. So we do hope that by participating in these particular trainings, if the issue is actually the software troubleshooting, it's easier to do that. But if it's a hardware issue, then it can become complicated on our side because the budget that we had doesn't, cover institutions outside the GMS and Africa institutions. Well, the maintenance contract will be communicated very soon as everything is done. The institutions that have this kind of issues and within GMS and Africa are going to be notified.
I would like to add a small point here because as an example, for example, I'm not speaking about maintenance contract. I'm speaking now, what's happened now if, for example, if your DVB card is broken, yeah, and you need to replace it, both of them, because you don't have. So none of them is working. It's upon one cases, but just to let you know. So the end user contacted Telespazio, and we just put it in, I say, in contact, let's say, yeah, please, okay. And then all this part is done between the end user and Telespazio. We don't know. I mean, I don't have any emails, or we haven't been in CC or something like that. Yeah, so it is something between end user and Telespazio. I mean, if you cannot by yourself, you cannot do it yourself, you cannot do, I don't know, buy it yourself. I mean, you cannot find there in your region or something like that. You need help and someone to help you. If okay, you can. I mean, you all the time you can ask them to. You can start a discussion with them. Yeah. So, but of course, as I said, nothing is under warranty. It's you have to. They must be bought by you. This is my.
Okay, the next slide.
Okay, next slide, please. Okay, this is my colleagues from user helpdesk. They told me, please mention that. Okay, so it's you know, every UMedcast end user has an account, and not only on the EQ, yeah, you have an account there, but also you have a EO registration portal. So each one of you should have this account. What you do on this account? In this account, you have by default, when you create when you have an account and a EQ, you have certain data assigned to you. Yeah, I don't have here, but I can. Okay, but maybe someone from you who already had it and use it, just remember that. And then there you can tick, yeah, tick which, if you like to have more products, yeah, because you have a list there. And you can tick what you have. If you think it is missing something or something like that. Usually for this is taking care, you know, Debbie, you know better, Debbie, Pamela, Maria, and now we have another new colleagues, Katia. And they are taking care and said, okay, I will put this, I will put this. But also it's good if you don't have, just create this account and then just, it is very simple. It's just tick, 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 tick and see what is there for you. Yeah, this is good. And how it's happened, you tick there, the user help desk is notified, and then they assign the services to you. Okay, internally here we will do our work, and in a couple of, I think 1 day, yeah, something like that, and then you will start to receive the data, for example. Yeah. In terms of the, because a few minutes ago it was a discussion how, okay, you see, I saw this. Yurian said before, an email is sent to all Mesa station system administration, which is true, and also user help desk informed that in here. But then you said, Viola, from Viola, she said, if the system admin do not receive the email, for example, notification of an upgrade, this is something which is you receive, yeah, you have to receive via email, yeah. But if you go to the UNS on our website, okay, then you can find there, for example. If you, okay, it is a little tricky, but you can find there. And also with this UNS, you know where you find it. You can find it them. I should, okay. You can find in them, they are coming via UMedcast. Do you know that? You have, you have a channel with info, you say info channel or something like that. And all the upgrades, I know it is, I say, it's more work on your side and said, but what's happened, if it is outage, if it is not outage, it is something enhancement, if it is something new disseminated on UMasscast. Everything is there, including your, let's say, RPM upgrades. Yeah, it is another way to do it. In case you missed this this email, for example. But as far as I know, the email is not sent only one time. It's sent several times. Yeah, I think no, 3 times or something like that. I know it's done several times, and because sometimes we receive also us here. And also I received for the MESA upgrades on user help desk is sending out. So it's not only one time this user notification sent out. It could also.
Simona, if I complement that, I don't know if Viola was referring specifically to the communication we send for the upgrades. So we maintain a Google group,
Okay.
Google, and we communicate on this channel that we are about to do the upgrade. So it might happen indeed that there is a change in the local system administrator, because there are people at the end that are not functional mailbox, normally are personal accounts. So how do you communicate that someone maybe now is in charge of a station and does not receive communication? So there are several channels indeed. We'll indicate now in the introduction of the functional mailbox of the station we use. Also add my personal Gmail or Christophe's Gmail, because he's one in charge now of maintaining this list. You can also go to your contact in the African Union Commission, because they're also maintaining a mailing list of that. But say that to be sure that we'll add to this slide in the introduction of today's of this day's training, the functional mailbox we use for the station. So you can write there any communication you want.
Okay, okay, Marco, thank you. Next slide, please. This are some UMassA resources. Now I updated this slide because the web links, UMassat web page was updated a few days ago, last week in fact, and it's different now. Yeah. So if you go to the wait. So first it's the icon disappeared, but doesn't matter. It's how you register for EO portal, for the in special for the EO portal, and how you subscribe to your services. You get a lot of info there. It's if you don't, it is not clear or something, you are in doubt, you can contact user help desk and they will help you what to do. Yeah. Then it is a product navigator of UMassA, and there you can find like a catalog, which file is disseminated via UMedcast. For your interest is UMedcast Africa. Indeed, this product navigator now, since I'm here, I can understand it is hard to maintain at the current situation, because all the time, every week, let's say, there are new products or something is new release, something is changed, something is done. So it's on continuing, ongoing update this product navigator. But most of them are there. Yeah, you can find it. Then, if you are interested to know about more other satellite, other UMedcast, satellite, terrestrial, and more info which for the coming updates in terms of UMedcast, then this is a link. Yeah, www.umassat.in/UMedcast. Then we have, perhaps you already know, there is a CODA online archive for the Sentinel-3 level 1 and level 2 global data. So you can get registered there. And also, UMASAT has historical archive, UMASAT Data Center called, or UMAR. Yeah. And of course, you might find something interesting for you, which I don't know, you just please explore and see what is interesting, and you can find very old data. And also it is new, this UMAT view, and some products. I mean, okay, maybe for Mesa is not so quite interesting, but more for the forecaster. This indeed, where you can visualize and explore, create RNGs and application. I played for a while, but I'm not so, I think, don't know in deep what is there. But you can find a lot. It's very interesting, I can tell you. So if you have any question, please contact user help desk if you don't understand, if you need the, also what I'm trying to say where it is learn more about UMETCAST satellite. You can find a lot of info, which is indeed not related strictly to the MESA, but is related to the UMETCAST satellite. Yeah, because UMETCAST MESA station in terms of UMETCAST is, it is like, let's say, it is belong to the UMETCAST satellite, yeah, station. So it's the same. You can find many things interesting if you are interested to know better what's happened on the reception station. Next slide, please. This was. If you have questions.
Okay. If you have any questions, you can ask Simona, or we proceed with the next topic.
I saw here from Mr. Godfrey, I kindly request you to, dear presenter, to all of us, I kindly request you to share with us all presentation for our reference after the meeting. I think
yeah.
There, yeah.
Yeah, we already uploaded the presentation in the DLP platform. So if you cannot, if you have problems with accessing the DLP platform, there is also the Google Classroom, which I sent yesterday. So yeah, first we ask you to try it in the DLP platform. Also in the recent chat, Meshach sent the link of the DLP. So maybe I will also send it again. So if you have still problem accessing the DLP, maybe you can write me so that I will send you the Google Classroom. So yeah. Yeah, thanks Meshach for again giving those information on the chat. So just follow the chat so that Meshach can give you the details. So within the course you have to, within the DLP you have to enroll in the maintenance course. Maybe I will also show you from my browser. Yeah. So yeah, the problem is we still don't see a lot of people enroll. Just 12 people are enrolled to the course, and yeah. So what you have to do is, maybe I explain how to do that. So once you are inside the dashboard, let's say, maybe you see things differently. So once you are there, you try to search for the course. Much easier to do. So maintenance, you will find the e-station maintenance and troubleshooting in the DLP platform. The URL is already mentioned. So once you go there with your email ID, so in order to enroll to this course, you have to have your email ID which you registered in the Google form, let's say, because that is something important you have to keep in mind. So that we already added the credential of the user who enrolled in the Google platform, that is the Google form. So you gave the primary ID and the secondary ID. So we used your primary ID in order to create your credentials for you here. So if you are already there, you can enroll here. So here you see that there is the introduction presentation, concept note, and then other announcement, and then there are different sessions. So in each session you will find the presentations also. So the troubleshooting, maybe, yeah, you see the troubleshooting presentation is over here. Yeah. Of course, if it is still difficult, at the end of this meeting, we will also give you the access to the Google platform Google Classroom platform where you can also enroll. I already saw a number of users enroll there. So sorry. Yeah. I hope it's fine. Yeah. Thanks, Meshach. So yeah, again.
Yeah, Vijay, like you said, the username is the first email that you registered with. Most of you, it's your official email, and then they are all small letters. Then the password, I just put it on the chat. You put that password, and then you navigate through searching the courses, as Vijay was saying. Let me know if you face some difficulties.
Yeah, so Meshach already gave the link of the course, and yeah, the important thing is you have to put the primary email ID which you used to register in the Google form. Yeah, so that is of course, yeah, it should be in the lowercase. So all the email alphabet should be in the lowercase, followed by the password. The password is also mentioned in this chat. So once you are there, you can directly enroll in the course where you find all the materials for this training. I hope it's fine. Still, if you have some doubt, just don't hesitate to write us so that we can guide you to enroll in the course. Yeah. So maybe also you can write Meshach separately with your email ID so that you can verify if you are enrolled or not. So yeah. Okay. So we are in the session 3. Yeah. So now after finishing with the user support, we would like to do some of the diagnostic process on the station or the mesa station. So you can identify the issue and then fix the problem in case of when you do the maintenance. So this is the idea of this topic. So we already listed out some of the common issue which you face when you are troubleshooting or maintaining the mesa station. So one of the issues is the disk space. So not many people face this, but due to the addition of the new Sentinel products, you might face this problem on the disk usage, because if the Sentinel data is not ingested, or due to some reason if the products of the Sentinel-3 oceanography products are not ingested, then you end up having more files within your data ingest folder, which might cause a problem in the disk space, occupying the complete disk space. So in order to check that one, we would like to show you how to do the diagnosis of the disk space. So for this, it is important that you log into any of the PC, let's say mainly PC2, where you have this problem, or if you think that other PC has also similar problems, it's better to do this check on the disk usage. So go to the system tools, and then click on the disk usage analyzer. So when you click on that, you will be seeing this kind of disk usage analyzer, which gives you the total amount of space used and then the available one. So once you are aware of the disk usage space, which is already given in this part, you can still do some more detailed scan in order to see where the disk space is has more weightage or more occupied. So in order to identify, you have to click on the analysis and then scan the file system. So if you do the scan of the file system, you will know that which of the folders are occupied more space. So here you will see that the data space file and the file system occupied most of the space, which is 631 gigabyte. So we will see, yeah, you can also open the disk space, data space, in order to see in detail what on which folder it has been used. So you see that it has occupied 97% of the total volume, and for each of this you also see which product has occupied most of the space. So in this way, you can easily identify which folder has occupied more space or more weightage. So this is how you can identify if your disk is full or something. In order to clear the disk, you have to use this disk usage analyzer in order to identify where the disk is completely full and then try to remove it. Of course, if it is a very good check you perform every time when you do the maintenance of the mesa station, because in some cases, because of some issue in the ingestion, you end up having a lot of data in the data ingest folder where the data is not ingested, and you end up in receiving all the data and then you fill the disk. So this is also one of the common problem you face. So be aware that you frequently check this one and then remove if you happen to see this kind of situation. And also you can also scan the home folder. Generally you may not have a lot of things on the home folder, but by mistake, if you copied some archives or something on the desktop, you end up in having these kind of the the usage. And make sure that some people might misunderstand this 100% usage, because this is the 100% usage or with respect to the folder. So you don't need to worry. So in with respect, it is a comparative uh, diagram which shows the usage. So in the top you see the file system capacity, which is the 916 gigabyte, and in which 652 gigabyte is used, and then the available space is 263 gigabyte. Whereas here, when you scan, you will it shows that each folder, it assumes that if this admin user folder has occupied 3.1 gigabyte, it assumes that as an 100%, and then the subfolders are calculated based on 100% of that particular admin user folder. So you don't need to worry if you see the complete red marking with 100% usage, which means it's specific to the folder. And then from there you can check if which of this folder is occupying more space, and if you think that that is bothering your disk usage, then you are free to go and remove the folders or remove the data. But of course, yeah, you are not supposed to remove the existing data, but only in case of filling the space you can do this activity. But of course, yeah, it is good to monitor this frequently. And this is one of the important diagnostic procedure which can be performed when you maintain the mesa station. So another thing could be checking the write status. So here, this one we had a look yesterday on how to have the write status. So if you happen to replace the battery, replace the hard disk, you can check if one of the hard disk is copied with the data and the systems. We already know that we have two hard disks, and which is the redundant with the mirrored information on both the hard disks. So if you replace one of it, and if you want to check the status, you can use this option. And in this video, I show you how to do that. Yeah. So you have to log in as an admin user, especially in the PC1, since it's a part of the PC1. Okay, here we use the PC1, but to check the right status, well, you can perform the same task in any of the PCs. So sudo and this and the status. So you see that it's rebuilding the status. So whenever you replace the disk, it takes some time to copy, let's say, mirror the complete information from one hard disk to another. So from this progress bar, you will see if your rebuild is completely fine. So if it reaches 100%, it means that the disk is completely mirrored with another one. So here, this is another one to check, another diagnostic method to check if your disk write is good or not. So this is also something which we discussed yesterday. So let me know if it is clear, because it's something which is a continuation of yesterday's part. And also in the upcoming troubleshooting part, we will see how to replace the disk, or maybe I can also explain in detail in that part, so that you understand better, because since it's a diagnostic part, we try to explain this in specific here. Okay, if it is clear, maybe I go to the next diagnostic. The diagnostic part is creating the system and then the installation report. So this is the common procedure we follow when we happen to hear from some of the user if their Mesa station has some issue. We ask them to create the system and installation report, so which has a number of things with which we can identify the issue. So first, let me explain what system report contains, and then what installation report contains. Then we proceed with the video to show how you have to generate it. So the system report is nothing but which contains the eStation2 log files. So during the file system directory, files explanation on the file system directory, we saw the eStation log files. So that is the folder here, which will be captured in the system report, and also the list of product acquired by the GetUmatcast and then the Get Internet. So that will be also captured here, and then the local file system, which is also useful to understand if you have modified with some specific user settings on the data folder, or the ingestion folder or something like this. So this gives us an idea if you have modified something which is apart from the factory settings. So, and also it gives the status of each services running on the Mesa station. So we will come to know if something is not working, which is affecting some other service. And also the Postgres database configuration. So this is also important for us to understand if the database is working fine or not. So these information are available in the system report. And of course, yeah, the most important thing is the Apache configuration to understand if the web server is working fine, and then if the data is not copying to from one PC, from PC2 to PC3, then it is good to check the configuration of rsync. So this kind of information is available in the system report. In particular, of course, you can also see in the user guide under the reference document to how to create the system report. But after describing about the installation report, I will also show you how you can create the system report and installation report and then send us in case of troubleshooting. So what installation report contains is basically a list of CentOS packages which are installed and what are the type of packages which eStation uses. So this is basically a list of packages and also what is the current eStation updates available within your Mesa station, and of course also the list of installed Python modules available in the Mesa station. So this also will be useful for us to understand if any of the particular component is not working. We can check this report to understand what is the problem. So now we can see how to create this particular system. And yeah, so once you log into any of the PC, basically PC2 or PC3, so you can go to the dashboard, and from the dashboard, from localhost, you can navigate to the system tab, and from the system tab, you will see there is an option to create a system report and then the installation report. So this is how you can download these reports and then send us or send to the support team in order to understand what is the issue. But also you can also have a look at this directly if you have experience in troubleshooting. So this is now in this video, I'm just trying to show you just the installation report. So you can open and have a look what is the latest eStation software available. But of course this is also available from the dashboard. You can see what is the latest version available and the list of packages available in the Mesa station. So in the same way, you can also download the system report and then check the log files or check the Apache configuration. So this is mostly, maybe you don't do it frequently, only when we ask you to check some of these details. Use this system report and then check for these details and let us know so that we can give you a solution how you have to proceed to solve the issue. Is it fine? Any doubts in this? Yeah, let me know if you have any. Yeah, in this part, we just saw a couple of diagnostic methods which is used to identify the issues in the eStation. So if you have some doubts, let us know. We can clarify before we proceed with the next topic.
I'd like just to intervene in order to stress the importance to create this report, the installation and the system report, and send to UMETSAT or to us directly when you have a problem, because we have the log files there, the list of installed packages, the configuration of Apache, a number of configuration files, and also log files that will help indeed the diagnostic we can do for your system. The system, both of them are available on both PC2 and PC3. So you can just create them, name according to the name of a computer, and send. And this remark goes in the same direction as what Simona just from UMETSAT just said, that when you and also the people that you know you work with at the national level, they communicate with the help desk, is important to provide precise and detailed information in order to speed up also the intervention and the solution of the problem. So this was just my remark. Then I don't know if is there any other remark on this diagnostic. So this session you see is split in 3 different parts. The one is just on the organization of the user support. So how you do get in touch with us, UMETAT and JSC for helping you. Then some tools you can use yourself on the system. And then now the first part is maybe the richest and the most important on some common issues we know. So we can go through that one, and then we can also open a discussion, because I think Innocent yesterday was also suggesting to base a bit more this training we are doing on real situations on the field. So if you see that what we present now in the next session on the most common issues does not cover really the issue you have, we can openly discuss with you, and you describe what is the situation, and maybe we can add more material in the coming days. Now, the fact we are not really working on the system makes it a bit more difficult to show display solutions. So we prepare this list of videos, but indeed does not cover all possible cases. So my suggestion would be that now we go through the cases we have identified ourselves, and then we open a discussion on other possible solutions that not solution, situations that can be present on the field.
Okay. And also, Urian added a point on the discussion how we can create these kind of reports when you don't have the interface working. So of course, yeah, this can happen in some case. If you cannot go to the system tab and you wanted to create these kind of reports, as I already I didn't create a separate video for this. Maybe for the future I will do, but as I already mentioned in the file directories, I already clearly mentioned where the eStation folders are there and where the configuration files are there. So you can check the session 1.3, I guess. Maybe I will also cross check there.
I think, Vijay, the idea here is to create the report itself from the command line, so that the user has to go around and pick up the single files. This is a Python function, so we have to, now I don't know by heart indeed, but we can, rather than launching the command from the GUI, you just launch it from the command. We are just to find it out and maybe add to the documentation. So thanks to this Urian Van Kloster, this is a good comment, good recommendation.
Yeah, okay. Let me quickly check if we can find it here, or of course I will prepare it separately. So creating the system report, yeah. So maybe, yeah. So when you go to the admin manual, which is also available in the DLP, as well as you can also go to the website and then find it in our documents. So here there is a way to create it. Let me see. Yeah. So here it mentioned about creating it from the user interface. Yeah, also here there is not a detail how to create from the command line, so it's not a problem. So under the same topic, we will also add how to create these kind of reports from the command line. So we will also try to create this video and make it available. When your user interface is not working, then you might have to launch it from the command line, a specific Python method in order to do that. So that one will be added soon to this presentation. So till then, if it is fine, if it is clear on the basic problem of the disk usage and then the disk right status, then we move on to some of the case studies we would like to discuss with you, which is also very interesting because these are most commonly uh, faced problem uh, during our troubleshooting or during the support of Mesa Station institution. So can we proceed with that?
Yeah, I don't know, a question to the audience if they prefer to break now for more or less 1 hour and then we go to this final session in the afternoon, or to continue till for half an hour until what is going to be 12:30 here, as it was foreseen actually in the initial agenda. So for me, both options are fine. I mean, this can be a good moment to stop, because then we continue with say coherent discussion and presentation. So
Yeah.
Shaka, what you would suggest, or also the audience, what do you think?
Marco, how do you assess the next session that is coming up? How long will it take? Because we can judge from there.
Yeah, I think presenting the cases can be 1.5 hours.
Yeah, because it's going to be kind of case study, but also depends on the interaction with the user, because we believe most of them have similar issues. So we would like to stress the solution so that they can also fix it in the upcoming days. So yeah, it's up to them, but also we consider the time zone problem, because if some of them have to leave the office, and if they want to really participate in that, because let me just give you the heading of these topics, because when you have a faulty disk, how to rectify it. So this one involves how to replace the disk and then fix the issue, and another one.
The question from Mesha was, how long is that presentation? Only our part, the presentation of the use cases.
It's hour, less than an hour.
Okay, so Mesha, I think is 1 hour presentation and then open discussion.
Yeah.
On possibly other cases, because I see that there are questions also from the audience on other cases. So just consider 1 hour, our final presentation, then we are available for other questions as long as it can take.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
so I think probably, and the audience can, I don't know how we can judge this, but for me, yeah, we can take an hour's break and then come back.
Yeah, but before the break, I would like to inform them. I will give the answer to some of them about the disk space, the usage analyzer, what I discussed before, because they have the question that what causes the disk fill up, and specific to PC2 and PC1. So in case of PC1, yeah, maybe Simona can complement my answer, because
PC1 I can take it from the PC2.
Yeah, PC2, of course. Yeah, PC2 and PC3 I can definitely.
Okay, if it is PC1, I can answer. For PC2,
yeah, sure. Please go ahead. Yeah. So you want to discuss about it first? You can mention about the PC1, then I will continue with the PC2.
Yeah. Okay. I can speak on PC1. It was found a bug in the software, but now it's fixed. For example, Sentinel-3 data were supposed to go to before to directory. Okay, for FTP push, it is these services, FTP push. So you collect file from the telecast target directory and you push. You can push them out. You send out to another machine. Yeah, okay. It's very simple. So they were supposed to, by default, in the FTS configuration, they were going there by default, and it was a bug in the software, and Okay, it is space EFTS from telecast for FTP push. That should be the path, yeah. But in fact, for FTP push, it was a file. It wasn't a directory. So it full the disk, and when you try to find the file there on PC1, I'm speaking on PC1, when you try to find the file which are filling the disk, they start with a very long name, yeah, different character, is nothing related to the file name of Sentinel data, but because of the bug of the software, and then it starts with dot something, if I remember right, and it is the dot, whatever it is hidden in the system, yeah. So you have to check in some way with the find command, giving some option there, and then find. That was the issue on the PC1. For the PC2 and PC3, I let the Vijay, Marco, and Durian to explain.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess also on the PC2 and PC3, the common problem is with the Sentinel-3 data, because they are voluminous. So we and the temporary resolution, that is we receive the data every day. So we have around 10 gigabyte of data coming received every day. But if you don't process it, the problem is these native files are not moved from the system. So you have to be sure that all the services should be activated on the. I see something on the screen, but okay. So you see that these are the services on the PC2 and PC3. So if you happen to see that the ingestion service is stopped, but the acquisition is on, which means that the data is being received, but it is not processed. So imagine that if every day you are receiving a 10 gigabyte file, but it is not processed, then you will have this problem of filling the disk on the PC2, where the data is not processed, because only if you process the data, we clip the specific chlorophyll or the sea surface temperature product and then throw the native file out. But in case of this the ingestion is not working, then these native files stay in the data ingest folder, which will fill the disk space. So this is a very common problem which you face. So make sure that you ingest the file, and also make sure that you have a latest version of the station, because this is also very important. Because imagine that if you have a latest version in the PC1 but not in the PC2, then you end up with this problem that the files are received but you are not processed. But okay, also Simona mentioned about the PC1. I guess it is clear that they had some issue with the software, which was also rectified. So you should have maybe you should have the latest version of the software to solve this issue. So this is from my side on the PC2, but also on the PC3, I guess it can be the case only if you are if the data if it is in recovery mode, because only the processed data are moved to the PC3. So to my understanding, generally the native data are not directly moved to PC3. So in the nominal mode, this won't be the case. So there is a less risk that PC3 is flooded with the data. But also it can happen that if you have the archives and also some other data duplicated, then you will end up having this problem. So make sure that you scan the file system and analyze the disk usage space, and see to it that you have all the products and data within the data processing, but nowhere else. Because in the past I have seen in some of the user Mesa station that they duplicated the data and made available in the desktop, which is a problem, because we don't have enough disk space. And 1 terabyte, if you have more data and if you duplicate in another place, then you end up in filling the disk. Yeah. this is the explanation. I hope it is clear, but since it is a very generic problem, it depends on what folder is filled. So generally, it is better you do this analysis and come to us asking what can be done. So, and I see some other comments that browser is failing to load the localhost window is just white, no graphics type. Okay. So in that case, you have to, we have a case study for that where we ask the user to check the Apache log file, which will be dealt in the session 3 on the troubleshooting. So you just need to check why it is not loading. So from the Apache log file, we will be able to see what is the problem. So yeah, it can be also if the problem is with the browser, and we will also show you how you have to upgrade the Firefox in order to solve this issue. This patch of Firefox was already sent, and maybe we will repeat or we will again attach the patch in this DLP platform so that you can execute it and then solve this issue. So what causes the disk fill data space specific on PC1? I don't think you will have process data on PC1. So as Simona mentioned, it should be more on the software issue, filling the space with the Sentinel-3 data. And if you have the update, maybe it should be fine. And regarding PC1, UPS is red on the dashboard. Yeah, this can happen if your UPS is not connected. Then you might see that one that it should be connected to the LAN and it should be active, and there is a lot of cases that you have to do in order to solve this thing. So make sure that your UPS is connected, properly connected, of course, and also with the LAN. So the LAN is the router, which is by default in Mesa station. It's a TP-Link switch. We also call it as a switch or LAN or router. So make sure that your UPS is connected to the switch, and also other PCs are connected to the switch. And yeah. Simona, do you want to add some more point on that? If you see the UPS is red on the dashboard,
You should check also the battery. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because,
okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
should check the battery.
Thanks. Yeah. So
Because if the big icon, it is there are 4 icons with related to the UPS. Okay, the big icon on the dashboard. Yeah, where is written UPS. So inside of this, I say, do you have this? Okay. Just if you click, okay. Okay, if you stay, or it is written UPS, yeah, this means the battery, it's okay. When it's going down and green and green and green and green, and then at a certain point it will become red. This means the battery has problem, yeah, and cannot recharge even if the UPS is connected to the socket itself. So you have to check this. But also you can see on the UPS has a small dashboard. You will see when Vijay will give you some present a video.
We have some video to show how you can troubleshoot the UPS, and also you will find the UPS manual in the reference document, where you can also see if it is specific with the battery, because in the session 1 point, we discuss about this on the UPS, but also in the troubleshooting I will also
I think it's a bit farther. He's in 1.4.
Yeah. Okay, 1.5. So so you have to check first if the battery is fine. So if your battery is old, you have to replace the battery. You might see the red light on the UPS. So this is the UPS. This is the on and off button, and you might see the red light blinking here, which says that you have to replace the battery. Or if there is a site wiring fault, you see the light here, LED light here. So in this case, you can easily identify the problem is with the UPS itself. So, but if you see everything is fine, still you don't see that on the dashboard, then it could be also if you don't connect it properly with the LAN, or but definitely it should be the problem with the UPS itself. So you also try to configure as mentioned in this one, not really related to the red light symbol there, but make sure that you connect it properly in the proper groups. So this is also important thing on the UPS. I hope it clarifies this issue for now, but I will also show you, we have a case study on the UPS, how to do that, how to do a basic check. So anything else, or we could break? Yeah, I hope we answered to most of the questions, all the questions. Okay, then I guess we can break here and then proceed with the important part on the case studies, especially on the hard disk UPS, so which will cover 1 hour of presentation. So can we break here, Meshach? Is it fine?
Yeah, I think it's fine, and I think participants are okay with that.
Okay, good. So we meet in an hour. So
we meet at exactly, okay, in an hour's time. We are in different time zones.
yeah, that is why I didn't mention the time, so that they will be confused. So exactly in an hour, so 15 minutes before the proposed time, let's say. So yeah.
Very good. Thanks a lot, Vijay.
Thank you, Simona, and thank you, Marco. Thanks, Meshach.